This is the last video in my series talking about different costs of going to Florida for a longer vacation. Now for the last 3 slices of our cost pie, we're going to combine these 3 categories of food, souvenirs, and petty cash into one total. So that total with these 3 categories mixed together is just under $3,500 US. Most of this, about $2,000 of it, will be food. But you may also be surprised at how much you want to spend on souvenirs and how much little out-of-pocket cash you end up using. Having a hotel suite with a kitchen can help you keep this reasonable, which is what we did. So we tried to eat at least 1 meal a day in the hotel. So we would cook groceries that we bought at a local grocery store that was just sort of, the next block of shopping over from where we were staying. Even having breakfast food in the morning in your hotel can help a lot by just making at least 1 meal cheaper for the day. And when you're staying for a week or 2 weeks, cutting 1 meal a day down saves you a lot of money. We also found that using the fridge in a hotel and being able to stock up on groceries nearby, you could cool a bunch of canned drinks to bring with you into the parks to avoid buying overpriced beverages for lunch. So you're allowed to bring in your own food and drinks to the park. So we would cool all the drinks, load them up in a cooler pack with water, soda, whatever, maybe some snacks. And instead of buying a horribly overpriced $3 Coke with our lunch that's half flat anyway, we just pull out the cans. Everyone gets a canned drink, bottles of water. Good enough. Cuts the cost a little bit. Otherwise, just try to set a budget for yourselves with souvenirs. So there's some very cool and relatively rare merch that's in the parks. And if you have an idea of what type of souvenir you would like, it might help you to resist impulse buying items that don't really wow you when you get home. So check out the discount souvenir shops as well. They're all over the place. So if you want some super cheesy and cheap souvenirs, they got alligator skulls and misprinted t-shirts or personalized keychains, that kind of stuff. So some of the stuff is like, I actually kind of like it. Some of it is like overtly cheesy, and that almost makes it better. There's also oranges. There's lots of orchards that are in the area. So there are fruit stands where you can go and buy fresh oranges, grapefruits, that kind of thing. They're all pretty good. There's also like you-pick areas that you can go pick up some souvenirs. So it's a bit of a unique experience, more of a calm down day. And if your country allows you to bring them home, you get some really high quality oranges to eat later too. Another tip with souvenirs is that Disney offers, and I'm guessing the other parks like Universal or SeaWorld will have something similar. They offer a shipping option that if you end up buying a souvenir that's a bit big for you to transport home. For example, one of our party bought a nice fancy lightsaber from the Galaxy's Edge park. So this thing is too long to fit in a suitcase, and it's somewhat fragile. So Disney actually offers shipping that you can actually ship it home. You just bring it to a merchandise location with your receipt, and it costs us about $10 to ship it back from Florida to Canada. I wasn't sure if it would even make it there or if it'd be all shattered when it got home, but it actually did make it home in one piece. It was actually sitting on our doorstep when we got home from our trip. So it was actually very quick and it actually works. So if you are buying a souvenir that is a little bit larger, there is an option to ship that. So this is the last video of my little series on what it costs to take a longer family vacation to Florida. Here's a quick table that sort of summarizes it based on a US dollars per day per person. So there's the hotel. The cost is total per day for the trip, but on the bottom you can see we had 5 people in our family. So the average cost of the entire trip was about $2,600 US per person in your group. So you can kind of scale the cost from there. So if you're going to go down with 3 people, this isn't going to be exact, but 3 times $2,600, that's roughly what you'd be looking at for cost. It varies a lot based on what kind of hotel you want to stay in, how much food, souvenirs you're going to buy, and of course where you're coming from. The flights are going to vary based on your distance or what kind of, if you want a direct flight, if you're willing to take a few connections. So I hope this video series sort of helped you map out kind of what you're looking at for cost. It's a blast to go down there. The parks are excellent, but it does cost a bit. So just being aware of what the costs are and kind of picking your battles for where you want to spend your money. Do you want a slightly nicer hotel, or do you want to rather put it into upgraded park tickets? It's all up to you. So you can tweak this quite a bit. But I would caution you not to go in too low on your budget, because things have gotten a lot more expensive. Park tickets, namely, and food and general stuff in Florida, or everywhere really. Just inflation has pushed everything up. So if it takes you another little bit to save up some money to get the vacation you want, that's what I would suggest you do. Don't go all the way down there and then be regretting that you're not participating in things like you wanted to do. Okay, if you like the series, leave a like. Check out the other videos if you want a little more depth in the other topics. And thanks for watching.